Hello again, Michael Ware with the Iowa Firearms Coalition. We've been doing a series of candidate files, which has been fun and exciting, where people get to come on and respond to our top legislative agenda items, express their love and reverence for the Second Amendment. We have with us Matt Oleson today. He's running for Iowa House in District 38. Welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me, Mike. I really appreciate it.
Fantastic. So let's get right down to it. I'll offer the context of 4 questions. Ask the question, you can respond, and then when we're done, I'll turn the floor over to you, and you can tell us what we need to know about Matt Oleson. So let me share that screen right now, and off we go. So here is the context for the first question. History has shown that no gun zone policies do not protect those gathered at schools and other designated locations. In fact, some of the worst mass murders have deliberately targeted these sites because they expected little or no armed resistance. Federal law and the laws of some states permitted. I'm sorry, I butchered that. My bad. Federal law and the laws of some states permit qualified individuals with valid carry permits to possess firearms in schools and on school property. Your question is this: will you support changing Iowa code to recognize an Iowa permit to carry as sufficient for carry in any school?
100% yes. I've been a public school teacher going on 33 years, and I've never understood this rule whatsoever. We harden every other target, but schools are nothing but target-rich environments for people who want to do bad things. And it makes zero sense to me why we wouldn't want law-abiding citizens being able to protect children in school. So 100% yes.
Thank you. All right. Question number 2. Here's the context. When employers ban firearms or ammunition in private vehicles on company property, employees must choose between violating company policy or forfeiting their ability to lawfully defend themselves during their commute and daily activities. The Iowa Firearms Coalition believes the appropriate balance between employer property rights and individual rights, including privacy and self-defense, lies at the locked door of a private vehicle. The laws of at least 26 states recognize and uphold this balance. Your question is, will you support legislation to protect Iowans from the de facto ban on private and public employer parking lots?
100% yes, I would. It's ridiculous. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's a private vehicle.
Fantastic. This is going smoothly. It's going quickly. All right, here's the third one. Since 1934, federal law has strictly regulated, but not prohibited, the private ownership of machine guns, suppressors, short-barreled rifles, shotguns, and other items regulated under the National Firearms Act. Iowa law classifies many of these as offensive weapons in Iowa Code Section 724.1. Iowa has allowed private ownership of suppressors, SBRs, SBS, and more for nearly a decade without issue. Nationwide, crimes committed with NFA weapons are virtually non-existent. Iowa is one of only 14 states that ban items like machine guns, which are completely legal on a federal level. The Supreme Court's Bruin decision is being cited to overturn bans and challenge the remaining injustices scattered across America. The third question is this: will you support removing Section 724.1 and related statutes from Iowa Code?
Yes, I would. Absolutely. I see no reason why, again, if you're a law-abiding citizen and you want to own a machine gun, and we can now legally have suppressors in the state of Iowa, in any of those NFA items, absolutely. You follow the rules, you follow the laws, you should be allowed to have them and have fun if you want to, and, on your acreage on the weekend, and 100% in support of that.
Fantastic. Okay. Here's the fourth question. Let's see here. The Iowa Firearms Coalition supports the creation of a specially Gadsden flag license plate in Iowa to recognize and celebrate Second Amendment rights while affirming opposition to government overreach. The plate would serve as a voluntary funding source for firearms safety and educational programs through an additional registration fee. Although the proposal passed the Iowa House with bipartisan support in 2024 and 2025, it failed to advance in the Senate. In 2026, Senate leadership, after having given personal assurance, we're going to get it done, offered Iowans a bait and switch bill funding bureaucracies, the NRC, along with Homeland Security and Emergency Management. That was Senate File 2409, by the way. IFC is encouraging Iowans to support the measure, which we believe reflects the will of the people, particularly following the overwhelming adoption of Iowa's Freedom Amendment. Featuring the historic Don't Tread on Me motto, the Gadsden flag has long symbolized individual liberty and resistance to unnecessary government intrusion, making it a fitting choice for a specialty license plate. Your question is this: will you support the Gadsden plate legislation that directs voluntary funding for 2A education, safety, and training?
Absolutely, I would. And I'd even buy one of the license plates and put them on my vehicles. Education is key in this race.
I agree. Okay, so thank you for your responses to those questions. Thank you for your pledge support. Let's now share your website. We've got this pulled up there now for everybody listening. This is simple. If you type in Oleson, and that's Oleson, Oleson, and the word for and the word Iowa, I am confident you're going to navigate to the right site in the right way. For those of you looking at it, you can see it's pretty self-explanatory. I'll be showing this as you visit, so let us know what we need to know about you and anything related to the Second Amendment.
Yeah, the website gives a lot of the information, but I can tell you I'm a Iowa plant. I moved here in 1990. I was just shy of my 18th birthday. My dad was a career Air Force, and we moved around every 3 years. Iowa was always home base for us. My mom grew up in Ankeny. Grandfather was superintendent over there for 30 years. Came to Iowa, spent my first winter in 1990 here, and I saw 15 inches of snow in one snowstorm, and I said, nope, I'm done. I'm not staying here, and God had different plans for me. And met my wife a few months later, Iowa girl, born and raised in Grinnell area, and she said, we're living nowhere else but Iowa, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's a best decision I've ever made. Don't particularly care for the winters. I don't think a lot of people do, but that's all right. But Iowa is a beautiful place. It's a great place. It's one of the freest states in the country, and it's getting better and better every year. You can see the picture there. There's my family. I have 7 wonderful children. My oldest is 29. My youngest is 16. We just had our 4th grandbaby here 6 weeks ago. And so we've made a commitment to raise our kids in Iowa and do everything we can to keep our children in Iowa. And the big thing for me is I've been a public educator going on 33 years. 30 of those years have been in Newton, and we've lived in Jasper County since then. And, you know, what I have seen going on here is the other side of our issue here, and we're specifically talking the Second Amendment. They have spent generations of re-educating our children into what they think. They have indoctrinated our children into an anti-Second Amendment, an anti-freedom movement, and that is the key, because this election is about the future of my children. It's about the future of my grandchildren, your grandchildren. And, you know, I always go back to just a quote I remember from college, and that was Vladimir Lenin. And if you remember who he is, you know, he was the first leader of the Soviet Union. And he said, you give me one generation of youth and I will transform the entire world. And that's what the other side is doing. They're going into schools at, you know, as early as, you know, preschool, and teaching kids and telling kids that, you know, guns are bad, guns are evil. And the Second Amendment is really, really clear. You know, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the rights of the people, not the government, not the militia, but the people who make up the militia to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And as I was asked to run in this race, I was sitting in a staff meeting at school, and I'm looking around the room, and I'm looking at colleagues who were former students who are now working with me, and I'm asking myself, what are we doing to make this state the best state possible? And there's so many issues when it comes down to education, but this is just one of them that I have never understood. And I sat there and I said, you know, the battle that I refuse to fight, the battle that I refuse to get into is the battle that my children and my grandchildren are going to have to fight someday, and it's going to be even worse. And so I'm willing to stand up now and, you know, go to bat and fight for what is right in Iowa. You know, when we start talking about the Second Amendment, one of the things I would love to see in the public school system is mandatory education, specifically related to, say, like hunter safety, where we teach gun safety and children know what guns can do and how to operate them safely and how to do things without hurting other individuals, because we've demonized them so much that kids today they're scared. They see one and like, oh, that's evil, that's awful. I'm like, well, no, it's just a tool like anything else. It's like a hammer, it's like a saw, it's like a drill, and if you know how to use it properly and appropriately, it's fine. And so I would love to see some type of mandatory education in the school instead of demonization. And it goes back to that first question you asked with the concealed carry. Absolutely, we need to allow people to carry legally anywhere they go. If they are a law-abiding citizen, let them go. And, you know, this isn't about one side versus the other. This is about, as Abraham Lincoln said at the end of the Gettysburg Address, that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth. And so it's about the people that I represent. And the problem that we have right now is that I believe the vast majority of people understand what the Second Amendment is about. The Second Amendment is there not for hunting rights and target shooting on the weekends with your friends. It's there because our founding fathers understood. They just came out of fighting a tyrannical government that was taxing them into oblivion, trying to take their weapons away, and they understood you have to be able to defend yourself. And whatever the government has, the people should have. And so we need to understand that the vast majority of people understand that, but we're quiet and we sit back and we go, oh, well, it doesn't get, common sense will prevail. But the other side is loud and they scream and they yell and they get their point across and people cave to them. And so for me, I would love it if people would go to my Facebook page, go to my website, follow us and support us. You can support us by door knocking. You can support us by talking to your friends and your neighbors, letting them know that I'm running for the race. You can also donate. There's spots on the website, the Facebook page, where you can donate online, or you can mail it to the address there, or directly to the bank, whatever you want to do. But the sad thing is that political races take a lot of money. They take a lot of money, and we need to be able to counter whatever the other side throws at us. Mm-hmm. And so I'm so thankful, Michael, that you're doing this and that we're able to get together. We've had phone conversations before I ever decided to enter into the race, and it was great to sit down with you the other day and get to know your heart a little bit better and understand how we both think. And how we're so passionate about this issue when it comes to Iowans. So yeah, thank you for having me. And again, love if everybody would just go to the Facebook page, follow us, go to the website, donate if you can. And I'm in this race to win this race. We've got about 5 more months, and I need everybody out there supporting us and getting the message out. So thanks for having me, Michael.
Thank you very much. We're glad you came on. I appreciate our conversation the other day as well. It's a little special for me because this is my home district. District 38 is where I live. So we paid special attention. Again, everybody out there, Matt Oleson, he's running for District 38 here in Iowa. Again, Oleson, Oleson. Yeah. And if you type that in your internet browser for Iowa, you'll make it to a site and you can integrate those ways. We appreciate having you on. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.